You're listening to the Monday Night Community Show with Daniel on BRFM.
Right, we're now joined with Jill Kent. She's from AmicusHorizon. Now, Jill, firstly, thank you very much for speaking to us.
Oh, you're welcome. It's great to be here. Thank you.
Now, I was wondering perhaps if you could start off with a little bit of an introduction on what you're coming to talk to us about today, and then perhaps we'll go into more detail a little bit later on.
Yeah, OK. Well, I work for AmicusHorizon, and AmicusHorizon is a large social landlord, has a lot of homes in Swale, so in Sheerness, mainly in Sittingbourne, but also in the east of the county, Faversham and Whitstable. And my role as Homes and Communities Manager is to manage four really important teams. Firstly, there's the income collection team. So if you've got any queries about your rent or any problems with paying your rent, then they're there to help you. I manage the lettings team, so when we have an empty property, all of the empty properties are re-let as quickly as possible because we're aware that there's so many people on the housing register. I also manage the antisocial behaviour team, so if you're having problems with your neighbours or any other aspect of the community, then we have a team of people there to help you resolve those issues. And lastly, the fourth team I manage are the resident involvement team, who are there to get you involved in assessing the quality of the service and getting involved in making those services better. So you'll see lots of invites to different things. You can be a mystery shopper, you can be come along and give us your views at a focus group, that kind of thing. But today, really why I'm here is because it combines the last two things, really. People who experience problems with neighbours, their quality of life is really badly affected. And we've come up with a kind of innovative solution with another local landlord called Moat, who are based in Ashford, to train residents to become community mediators.
Yes, I know you want to talk a bit more about that.
Yes, I'd love to. Well, I'm looking for 3 residents of AmicusHorizon who would like to train to become a community mediator. We hope there's people out there who are really good listeners, who really want to give something back to their communities, and we're prepared to invest quite a significant amount of money in those people so that they can become accredited mediators, and that means that they will have proper training and support, and then they'll be supported through their first year of being a mediator.
We are at the moment here at the Monday Night Community Show talking to Jill Kent, and she's from AmicusHorizon. So we are at the moment here at BRFM talking to Jill Kent. She's from AmicusHorizon. Now, you were talking a little bit about the project, but I was wondering, can you tell us a bit more?
Yeah, sadly, neighbours' disputes are common in today's society, and actually it can be caused by something quite simple, just by a clash of lifestyle, someone playing loud music, or sometimes it's just that they've got hardwood floors and their neighbour downstairs can hear every move they make, or it might be that the parking arrangements are causing difficulties. But quite often these little things become very big in people's thoughts and feelings.
I suppose things that seem simple to us on the outside, but when you're actually there experiencing it, it isn't quite as simple as that.
It can really affect people's quality of life, and what goes as starts as a little niggle can become a real major thing for people. And going to something like mediation can provide the answer. And the great thing about mediation is that, it's done in complete confidence. It's done very, very respectfully to the partners. So if the parties do want to meet, that's absolutely great, and that's definitely the best way to go. But if they don't feel able to meet with the person, then you can have such a thing as shuttle mediation, where the mediators go between the parties with their points. But I think the main thing to say is that it's constructive, and the mediators need to be really good listeners, and not there to judge, or they're there to be impartial, and help the people to arrive at their own conclusions.
Now, is there going to be any training?
Yes, the training, we're hoping, once we've done some selection for delegates, we're hoping the training will take place in September. It's probably likely to be 4 or 5 days in a week, so it is a big commitment. We appreciate that, but we're able to pay people's expenses, reasonable expenses of travel and their childcare. The training is likely to take place in Ashford, where our partner Moats is based, and the training will be given by UK Mediation, who are a fully accredited national company, well respected in the sector. And at the end of the 5 days, you'll be supported into your first few cases. And in fact, as a resident community mediator, you'll never work on your own. You'll always have someone else with you. And the great thing about the way we're setting it up is that we're also setting up supervision sessions, so that once you've done a case, you may have heard something that you can't forget or that you take home with you. Yeah. And we'll provide people with time to sit and just talk and be able to work through those things and help them move on. So, we're looking for people who really care about their communities. One of the things, though, is that we don't want you to mediate on your doorstep. So the part of the project is that our residents will mediate for Moats tenants, right, and Moats tenants will mediate for our residents. So there is an element of travel, because Moats stock is in Ashford and Medway, and ours tends to be more condensed in Swale. But if this is something you want to do and you've got access to transport, I think it's a great opportunity. It's certainly something which looks good on your CV, and something which is marketable. And people are paid as mediators. We're just starting out with a volunteer scheme, but a year or 2 years down the line, this could be something that earns you a living.
We are at the moment talking to Jill Kent. She's from AmicusHorizon. So we are at the moment talking to Jill Kent here at the Monday Night Community Show. She's from AmicusHorizon. Jill, will there be, are you going to be looking for volunteers, I suppose?
Yes, we certainly are. We're looking for free volunteers. I hope that I'll get more people expressing interest, the more the merrier, really, but we can only afford to train this first free. But that said, if you have any interest in this and you can see this as being right for you, then I'd like to hear from you, because we will, this project will grow. What we're aiming to do is to meet with all of the people who contact us as a result of the show, or because they've been to an event where we've given out a flyer, meet with them and just go through it in more detail with them, make sure that they feel that they can commit to a year of doing it, and then what we'll do is, once we've selected the best free candidates, we will put them down for training in September.
Now, what kind of happens if people do express an interest?
Well, we're just going to have a short telephone interview with them to start with, just to check that they understand, the commitment involved, and to get a feel for their motivation for doing it, but also just to check practical things like, have you got a car, can you work flexibly, because obviously when you're dealing with a mediation case, you've got to be able to bring all the parties together on a date that suits them, so if they say I can only do next Wednesday or Thursday, then you need to be thinking, well, I'll try my best to get there next Wednesday or Thursday, so there is an element of flexibility involved in it. So the screening questions that will help me decide which 3 people to put forward are just really just to give people a stronger idea of what it's about, and just for me to make sure that each participant in the course is having £1,000 invested in them. I need to be sure that they're going to see it through.
Now, if our listeners would like to find out more, do you have any contact details?
Yes, I definitely do. Well, you can call our response call centre. You'll have the number, I guess, if you're a resident of ours, but I'll just give it out twice. That is 0800 121 6060. I'll say that again, 0800 121 6060. I'm mixing my zeros and my O's there, I'm sorry about that. Or if you're calling from a mobile, it may be cheaper to call a different number, which is 01795 434 606. So that's 01795 434 606. You can also email our contact us address, so that's contact us at amicushorizon.org.uk. Or, when you call, ask for me, and if I'm there, I'm happy to talk to you. If I'm not there, then I'll leave information at the desk for people to take details of your name.
Jill, I'd like to thank you very much for coming along and telling our listeners all about your project.
Thank you very much, and I hope you get in touch.